There's no denying that Symone is a fierce drag queen, but there's something about her drag and who puts her drag together that just doesn't sit too right with me.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
So what's going on, you all? I want to have this conversation. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a year now. We just got through watching the season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Congratulations to Willow Peel, point blank, period. So watching the season finale, we saw Symone, who was coming to crown and say, Willow Peel, girl, here's your stuff, da 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 da. And Symone came out in some blue denim jeans and a white shirt. Now the white shirt looked like it was wet. And I was like, oh my God, this is good. Like, Symone looks amazing. The blue denim is giving. A lot of people in the comment section under Twitter and tweets, they did not like Symone's look. They was like, why she doesn't have on a gown? They was dragging homegirl. They was dragging her. And what's so funny is, this is normally the audience, the white audience, that normally like goes up for Symone. So they had turned on her a little bit. They was like, oh girl, this is unprofessional. Like, this House of Avalon run out of coin. Like, girl, what's going on? So I was like, this is a reference to me. I was seeing, this is Little Kim. Like, this is Little Kim. This is a reference to Little Kim. Dude, blue denim jeans, white shirt. That's what I was giving. Some folks said it was somebody else, but I was like, this is black. And this is Symone's drag. Like, Symone gives this, she's, to me, anti-respectability. She's flipping the stuff, doing it her own thing, and she's making it work, and she be slaying the runway. Like, no, like, she looked amazing that night. She looked amazing. But I think Symone's, like, her fan base and her audience, her so-called fan base, don't understand blackness, and I think they're kind of getting to the point, they're kind of tired of the performance of, of blackness that Symone has been doing it. And this is where I feel like that I want to step in and have a conversation, because I've been noticing it since Symone has come out. I was like, okay, Symone is giving this very specific like drag, like she does a lot of like, I like black ghetto aesthetic. Not that ghetto is a bad thing, not that black is a bad thing, da 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 da. But when you see it, you see the aesthetic that she gives, like, Keisha down the street, popping nails, all the other stuff. And we see a lot of folks have been imitating that and making money off of it. I mean, girl, it's been going on for a minute now. So when Symone is doing this, it's something about it that's just, I was like, it's giving performance, and I don't think this is how Symone is all the time. Now, Grant, I've never been around Symone. I've never seen her in person. I'm not in community with Symone. I'm just going off of what I see. And let me just say this. This is not a slight at Symone or whatever. This is not for folks to drag or whatever. It's just for us to pay attention and see what's going on. And let me know if I'm the only one, because I'm not scared to say it. I don't care about the white fans of Drag Race getting upset. Let me tell you something. This is black folks' business, and I want to have a conversation with black folks. White folks and non-black folks can listen, but I'm specifically talking to black folks. I want black folks to come back. Now, not the black folks who be having white boyfriends every 6 weeks. Y'all can stay over there. Y'all can stay over there, because I ain't in community with some of y'all who don't like yourself, okay? Don't even like dating folks who look like you. But that's another conversation. But Symone's drag has been, to me, giving black cosplay. It's just been giving very much black cosplay. And for a minute, I was just saying, I was just like, I don't think that's how Symone is. And it makes me uncomfortable, because Symone would do this. She would, like, ghetto this and that, like hood, this and that, but you're not surrounded around folks who are in the hood. You don't know folks from the hood necessarily. None of the folks who you hang out are black folks who are in the hood like that. Not even saying that you need to hang out with black folks in the hood, but you are able to do something that all the other black drag queens who do be around black folks and hang out with black folks and all this other stuff, who are not necessarily seen as cosplaying blackness, they're not able to do. And I find something like interesting about that. Like, what is going on? What makes Symone different from all of the other black drag queens before her when she's doing this stuff? Why are people so gravitated towards that? Why is RuPaul in love with her so much? Why is she able to get gigs and stuff that other black drag queens who are just as talented as her and do the same stuff, why are they not able to do that? And then I started to see that Symone was in a house with nothing but white folks. Like, nothing but white folks. I didn't see no black folks. I don't know if there's any black folks in the house at Avalon, but girl, every time I see Symone, like folks putting her together and putting her clothes together, it's white folks. It's white folks all the time. And it makes me uncomfortable because this is a specific type of blackness that Symone is doing, and it's done by white hands all the time. Like, all the time. And I'm not saying that you need to go hire all black folks and da-da-da-da, but it just doesn't seem authentic. It gives very much performance. It's giving very much performance. These white people are able to create these black looks, these black afros, these black braids, all this, and then it's a white person doing it. I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable with that because it's giving cosplay. Like, and this is the thing, like, there's certain folks who are able to perform this stuff, and then you look at the folks who are really in community, like really doing this stuff and not cosplaying, they're not allowed in the room to do that. Like, I always ask black folks who do perform this ghetto stuff, this da-da-da-da, are y'all comfortable walking into a Super Low or a Kroger and seeing Keisha walk in with her flip-flops and doing all the other stuff and whatever? Are you gonna feel comfortable? You gonna be like, what's going on? Like, to me, it comes off like y'all are the folks who will call the cops on these people that y'all cosplaying as. And I'm just not, it's just not, I don't know, it's not giving to me. And the more like time went on, I was like, okay, maybe one day we'll see some black hands touching Symone's hair or black hands touching. I haven't seen it yet. And if it has happened, send it to me. I would love to take a look at it. But majority of it is white hands. I know Gigi does a lot of the stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. I am sorry. It makes me uncomfortable as a black person. Now, people will say, well, Symone is black. Why is she not able to do it? Because that's white folks' favorite. Well, she black. You don't get to question her blackness. Da 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 da. I dealt with the same argument with another person. And we all saw where that went. Like, when I look at certain stuff, I'm gonna be completely honest. I can smell the there's specific type of black folks who do not want to be around black people. And I think there's levels to it. Like, you have the black folks who, you know, are comfortable with black folks to a certain extent. Then you have the black folks like don't want to be around no black folks, not going to any black clubs, not no black stuff, don't want to date no black folks, don't want to be in any proximity to any black folks. And then these are the folks that are trying to say, oh, it's where I live at. It's, you know, because of this area was how I grew up and black folks didn't like me. And we've heard it all before. I'll give you some of the stuff, but girl, something is not right. Something ain't right with y'all. And anti-blackness is definitely there. Like, it's pervasive. It's everywhere. For you to try to pretend as if all these other things are the main reason when anti-blackness is right there, girl. She's right there clicking. And that's the thing that keeps y'all from doing the stuff, from being around black folks, from dating black folks, from any type of stuff. Like, y'all just don't like black folks. And I'm not saying that Symone doesn't like black folks. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to question Symone's blackness because she is black at the end of the day. What I'm questioning is all of these specific black looks, these black references and stuff, all this black aesthetic is being done by non-black people. And not only is it being done by non-black people, it's being done for a person that I don't see surrounded or in community with other black folks. And no, Bob and Monet don't count. Like, girl, and it's no shade. I love Bob the Drag Queen. I love Monet. But when it comes, like, their politic on blackness is just not there for me. Listen to their podcast about interracial dating. It's clicking all the way down. Like, girl, the way y'all be out here chasing white cock, girl, it's very questionable. Not saying there's nothing wrong with dating white men or non-black men or non-black folks, period. But there is a thing when every one of your partners is non-black and white. Like, girl, the way y'all go up for non-black folks, the way y'all, like, it's something there. It is something there. And and this is not to compare, but this is comparison. And, you know, I know there's going to be some things that folks are going to be like, well, you know, this and that. So I'm going to explain. I've like seen some of the other drag queens who've won RuPaul Drag Race, and their following is not up to where Symone's is. And that's a running thing with the black queens on Drag Race not having a huge following, not being able to get bookings as much as, you know, as their white counterparts. Like, what's going on? And it's not just the black girls, it be the brown girls too, because how they do the Puerto Rican folks on the show, it be trash. The way they make jokes about them not being able to speak English, the folks who English is not their first language, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So we know the history of racism on Drag Race. We know the racist fan base. We know all of that. And trust and believe, the fan base wasn't the one that was keeping me from doing this video so long. It was that I want to make sure when I'm critiquing a black person about, like, quote unquote blackness, that I have all of my ducks in a row and that there's no room for error. Because I don't ever want to be this person to say, well, you're not black. Because folks will use that, well, you're not saying I'm black, and da-da-da, and people will run with that. But what I'm questioning is why Symone specifically is growing at a rate that all the other black girls have not been able to do. And if you don't think that's her proximity to whiteness, then you a damn fool and you don't understand anti-blackness. Symone seems very much a safe black. She makes white folks feel comfortable. She makes non-black folks feel comfortable. She's a black queen we can root for because she don't do all of that. Like, girl, let's be honest. There's other black drag queens who are doing the same stuff and their black partners are putting these looks and stuff together. And they're not getting it. They're just as talented, they're just as clean, their drag is just as good, if not better. But with Symone, it's like, I don't know, it's like she's able to move in these white spaces and not be questioned as black. But it happens. It happens, and trust me, I know it happens because as a person who was a victim of anti-blackness growing up, I know that you can be a black person and surround yourself with white people, and you know the conversation of race does come up, but you act like it doesn't exist. Not saying Symone is doing that. I'm not in community with Symone. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is I'm tired of seeing these white hands put these afros and shit together. that completely honest, complete transparency. I can't. When I see. Because Bob made a joke about that, and I was like, it's giving performance. Because that's all Symone sees when it comes. She's not naturally like that. I don't see her naturally being like that. It's giving what she sees. She's mimicking what she sees as quote unquote black. Because like every time she came on, it was giving this because it was her performance. Versus other black queens just pumping the runway and they just doing it because what's understood needs no understanding. I don't have to perform this blackness, this quote unquote blackness, because I am black. And I don't know if Symone has dealt with it because I can only imagine, I can imagine being a dark-skinned, queer, like man, like dealing with the issues of anti-blackness, being told you're too dark, your lips are too big, and this and that stuff. So maybe, sometimes it does happen with the black folks who feel like the black folks picked on them so much for being black and all the other stuff that they feel more accepted and they feel like they didn't deal with racism hanging out with their white friends or whatever. I dealt with that same stuff when I was working at Olive Garden. Definitely had a lot of, white co-workers and stuff and da-da-da. I was like, oh girl, I was tap dancing. I was tap dancing for them. And there was conversations about race. There were certain things that they were saying that was very anti-black. And let me tell you something. I don't know I'm not interested in making white people feel comfortable. This is not, what's the name of that show? That show on Netflix? Dear White People. I'm not interested in making white people feel comfortable. But I will say this, all white people are racist. Point blank period. They benefit from racism. So with that being said, with that being known, there's not a time where white folks are not saying anything that's not anti-black. Like, it's gonna come out. It's just gonna come out. Like, it's easy to come out. I don't care how much of an ally you claim to be or whatever. It's going to come out because it is embedded in society as a white person, what you've been taught. Like, girl, if it's hard for black folks to erase it with being black, it's sure in the hell gonna be entirely difficult for you to erase all anti-black thought from your white mind. It's just what it is. And I don't want to sound like a quote-unquote hotep and talk to my black folks, because I'm not out here crushing anything for Dr. Sebi or any other stuff. I don't believe in none of that stuff, but I just want folks to understand and see what is being shown, because something is not making sense. Something is not making sense for a black drag queen who's been giving us black cultural references repeatedly over and over again, and then they're surrounded with nothing but white folks, and there's white hands touching and putting all this stuff together. I'm not comfortable with that. And I can't stop Symone from doing it. I can't stop House of Avalon from doing, her stuff. And what I am is like questioning it for black folks who are watching, because I know y'all live for Symone. Like, I've seen some black queer folks who are like, oh, I love me Symone. I like me some Symone too. I'm glad that she won. She definitely was deserving. But what I am saying is that we need to be paying attention to stuff like this, because we will be missing the folks who really do need to be rooted for. Like, it's not making sense for such and such to not get that same level of attention and those same opportunities, although they are black and they are all these things. So what's going on? You can't say that they're not as talented, because they are just as talented. But, some folks will use that as, well, they not just, because, if you're saying someone is talented or not, it's going to be an opinion. Like, I can say such and such is not as talented. That's an opinion. It's not fact. We can't back it up with fact. We can back it up with awards and all that other stuff, but it's just like, girl, it gets a little complicated. So these are my thoughts on Symone and her drag. They're still developing. I'm still thinking about it. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about it. Have you noticed it too? And if you noticed it and just not want to pay attention to it because you're just like, girl, I want to root for somebody black. I don't care. For me, my politics, I'm not rooting for everybody black. I'm not rooting, because some of y'all will take that and y'all will run with it and y'all be anti-black yourselves. So I'm not interested and rooting for everybody black with an anti-black politic. It's just not giving for me. It's clicking, but it's clicking what? It's clicking down. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what your thoughts on it. Like, girl, have you thought about it? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'll talk to you later on tonight. Bye.